don't have them. I had the other Smash posters to put up, but my brain was like, you know what? Let me just move before I do any of those kind of changes. I don't care. I don't care that much about this.
I don't care enough. Fuck that.
Yeah, it was my place.
Yeah, I mean, same here. I literally don't put posters. The last time I had posters up was such a long time ago. But like, I just feel like it's like when eventually when you move it, I feel bad. I'm like, well, I don't know where to put posters. It's all right. I think a blank wall is fine for now.
Have we bored our viewers yet?
Some people like simplicity.
If it's like last week where some people didn't get the notification till like 30 minutes in that we were live, I was wondering why.
I see. It showed up for me just right now. So
yeah, because last week
fucking YouTube,
I see it's live right now.
Motherfucking YouTube.
All right, so what's up, everybody?
Always changing rules every damn day.
Just four of us. I don't know where Retro is.
He's playing with his cat, making bad.
Doing an exam or something. He said he's taking it somewhere else.
Yeah, I forgot. I was so busy at work, I didn't check the chat since like 3 hours ago, 2 hours.
He's taking the bar.
Cool.
Oh Christ!
So
he's the worst lawyer ever. With those damn arguments.
Oh Lord!
That's what happens when you're not on the podcast. We talk shit about your ass.
And when Clocked It left us a message, right? Clocked It left us a message. He wanted us to let everybody know that he just was playing Streets of Rage 2 this weekend for the first time in a while, and it hasn't aged at all. He said it's complete trash now. Repetitive.
I remember that. Yeah. Damn shame. We were surprised, but
Retro Death was playing Metroid Prime 2 because after Robert's back of the backlog, he thought he'd give another chance, and now he says he loves it. It was just the wrong time when you played it.
Oh my god! Come on, really?
So the atmosphere is he didn't.
Oh, okay.
So check out that back at the backlog because Robert's got 2 Metroid Prime videos now.
I believe it doesn't sound like something he would say.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point, if you don't watch Robert's series and not love the banjo afterwards, there's something wrong with you. All right, that's
true.
That's a lifestyle now.
Oh, thank you.
So when you're gonna play Prime 3, man, you might as well just get it out of the way. Just complete the trilogy.
I mean, I get it's if you see the how long it's been compared to now, I think you can tell.
Oh yeah, you have it. Okay. Retro Death Attorney at law. I hope he's not. I hope I don't need a defense lawyer in it, and I definitely won't be calling him. I can't think of a joke, but I'm sure there's one in there.
This is what happens. You don't get them in shit, or else you just hold. All
right.
Your ass.
So
damn.
Last week I forgot. I mean, we just got talking and just time flew. We didn't talk about. There was a couple.
We had good conversation.
Lots of stuff that I wanted to talk about. So the first thing, and I know there's a release date announced today, but Doom Eternal. We didn't talk about this last week. It's old news now. Before this release date. We talked about after the podcast, but they just GameStop got notification that physical to call the customers who pre-ordered the Switch version to tell them that it was canceled and give them their money back. So people were freaking out, thought the game was canceled. So people reached out to, I don't know if it's Bethesda, id Software, somebody, and they're like, "Oh, we cannot comment." And they're like, "Pre-orders are getting canceled. Is the game canceled? Why is that? Why are people finding out from GameStop that the game's been canceled?" And then they finally put out later in the day that it's going to be digital only, and then more to come by the end of the month, which this was like 2 weeks ago. So the end of the month today is the last day of the month. They announced the release date of December 8th and didn't really say, I don't think it said anywhere digital only in the release date trailer.
No, it didn't.
So there's so many things I want to talk about related to this. First off, how they just stealth canceled the physical version and didn't just come out and make a video first. And then we want to talk about the fact that this game, and we don't know how much Panic Button gets paid, if they get paid by how long it takes or a lump sum, but 9 months past the release, plus they were working on it before. It was supposed to be day and date, so they've been working on this game for a long time. comes out, and is that the reason there's no physical? Was it just cost too much to port? There's speculation to be had there, and then the fact that it is digital only, $60, and it was just, I think T, you picked it up, didn't you, for $20 on Xbox?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was a Black Friday price, but still, I think it's normally $40.
It's still like $30.
$30-$40 max.
Yeah. It's getting there already.
So, what do you guys think? Just stealth canceling physical copies, letting people know that way. I mean, what do you feel about that?
It's pretty odd.
I wonder if I feel like this game definitely hit snags somewhere in the middle of this year where they were trying to get shit figured out and it just didn't come out, and they just say, you know what, we're gonna have to. If it comes out, it's gotta be digital. Like we don't have
COVID. I'm sure it didn't help.
Well, yeah, of course, I would definitely agree. But I feel like they just hit some snags and said, you know what, it's going to be digital release. I'm curious if after it releases digitally, if they might revisit a physical version or not. That's my curiosity.
I'd be surprised. Just because I feel like that's at least like a limited run sort of situation, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Is it on the eShop?
I still feel like that would.
Companies.
Yeah, the preload is on.
How much? What size is it?
I'm about to go check.
That's another thing to know. If the game
turns.
Yeah, because I never dabbled in the multiplayer aspect. I don't know if it's a separate. I really don't know much about the multiplayer in Doom Eternal. I don't think it's.
On Eternal.
I played a little bit. I played a little bit.
Is it team deathmatch just like the others? Is it something completely different?
No. I don't think they even have team deathmatch. It's basically Doomslayer versus different monsters. You have like two people as a monster.
So apparently there's a fucking system update for the goddamn Switch because it wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let you check the. I thought I didn't know there was another.
You can't bypass the eShop without that damn update.
But those updates are always 30 seconds tops.
That was like 30 seconds.
Mine doesn't even have a bar. Mine's just like
it's always Terrell finding out.
No,
I wasn't even looking for it. That ass. I was like, and I was playing it last night, so I'm like,
maybe they had the option to send messages to your friends.
Well, it also said, to be fair, it also said Nintendo Switch online was updated. Not online, the NES thing was updated.
Oh yeah, I did see that. It was getting an update, but it wasn't adding any games, so people were thinking.
Wonderful.
I guess there's
I don't know what the
speculation that Game Boy Advance games are coming before like N64, but we can talk about that later.
Because I mean, it came I think on the Wii U. We got Game Boy Advance and DS.
So
if I remember, we're definitely not getting DS though. That's for sure.
So let's run this down.
Are you sure?
You could. Let me put it this way: you could do it. Whether or not they're going to do it.
I never really on the gamepad. I guess it made a little more sense on the Wii U, but I never downloaded one of those. But let's get back to Doom because it started off announced in 2018 E3. Weren't you there, Robert? They didn't show anything.
I was there,
they announced it.
Did they? I don't think they announced.
And then they showed it at QuakeCon like the following year, and then it was in 2019. And then it was supposed to be 2019 game, day and date on Switch, and then they pushed it to March 20th, 2020. Supposed to be day and date on Switch, and then I want to say a few months before, they said, well, we got to pull everybody off the Switch version, get focus on the PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, get those out, and then we'll put the full team back onto the Switch version. So it was supposed to be day and date, and then it went from not being that to coming later, and then from that to no more physical, digital only. And it's just, I'd be curious if we could ever find out, what was the main reason. Was it just cost too much? They spent too much money getting this port done that they have to try to recover as much money as they can and not eat like whatever a cartridge costs, depending on the size. If it's a 16 or 32 gig cart, not have to eat that cost out of their profits. I mean, I guess, we don't know all the factors, so it's hard to say, but I guess I wouldn't blame them if it just came to a point where if they had to put out a physical, pay for the cartridge, then, there just wasn't even going to be profitable for them. I guess I could see that, but it's just weird how they, instead of announcing it in a video saying we're sorry for those that pre-ordered, just like letting GameStop go ahead and call customers, tell them it's canceled, and finding out that way just feels like the wrong way to have done that. and then not even address it when they did put out a video with the release date that it's digital only.
And I also think it just doesn't help that it's still going to be 60. That's like if you're only going to do it digital, you don't have to worry about your physical shit. And so
my thing is, oh, go ahead, sir. Thought you're done.
Just the fact that it's coming out later, and the fact that it's it's only digital. Now we know they don't have to do the whole we put it in stores and we got the box and all that. So now it's truly digital, and I feel like if you're really trying to sell it to Switch owners, it'd be interesting to see if people are willing to dive for only digital. I don't know. I feel like there's still a lot more people that buy physical, especially on Nintendo platforms.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't know. It would be interesting to see that. I would love to see. I can't wait to see the numbers for this one day. That's for sure.
We probably will never get them. And I know where you're going with T. You're going to say that I don't have a problem with it being $60 because it's still a new game this year.
Well, how much did Doom 2016 cost on Switch when we got it?
It was $60.
Like,
we
all bought it. Yes, I think we.
I bought it for $40.
Yeah, I bought it, but I bought it later.
I guess it's just the case that only digital is what bothers me.
Right, that's my only real gripe is that, and the way it went down, because they still haven't told anybody. They technically still haven't told anybody what the situation is. So it's
transparency is all whack. People in this day and age. I think just come out and say, "Hey, you guys, it was more work than we thought, and we just to put a physical version out is just it's just above our budget, and we just still want to worry about. We still want to get the game out to the Switch owners and that want to play it on the go and stuff, and we really worked hard, and it runs great and stuff. Just come out and say that because they seem to be pretty. Yeah. Id Software themselves seem to be pretty good with.
Well, my thing is why are you worried about the audience? Do you hear the types of shit these dudes defend? You have nothing to worry about. Mm-hmm. Nobody's gonna be upset if you just come out and say, "Hey, these dudes defend way worse shit than what you're talking about."
Yeah.
So, Unforgiven says it's 18 gigabytes, so then it would have had to been a 32 gig cart. Unless it would have been okay to. It'd have been okay to download a few gigs, put because they can't put 16 exact. You could put 15 and then download 3. I don't think too many people would be upset with that, but I think
that all ties into because it's 18 gigs, right? I'm guessing they probably could have compressed it to 16. But I think it all ties into the development cycle. Mm-hmm. So that's why they may like you said earlier, they may decide we're going to put out on the cart later. And they'll take the time to compress it and make it fit on the cart. So that's still possible.
So interesting enough, after I did the system update, there is now a new icon on the fucking home menu that just says Nintendo Switch Online.
Oh really?
No.
Oh yeah.
Wow. That takes you right to the NES games and stuff.
Yeah.
That makes sense to have it.
It even has it separated by.
That makes more sense than have it in your game.
Way more sense because what happens is it ends up in that goddamn basement. Look, I never use it.
Sorry about this, but it's separated by year.
Huh.
That seems like a
better
game basement.
I do like that look though. I will say I like that whole year chronological order thing.
I don't know how you found Doom Eternal because it's not showing up in my eShop when I look, but yeah.
I don't know if he knows that for sure.
I'm confused why no one has mentioned that there's a system update out for this fucking console.
That seems like the biggest thing they've done in an update in a long time.
Here we go. There it is. Copy screenshots and photos, prioritize downloads, trending feature, new Mario icons. What is this?
What's the icons? Is it like?
I know I'm skimming. Listen, it literally just updated news-wise.
Welcome to the Nintendo Switch update podcast. This happens so often. They always update on Mondays.
A new feature that automatically downloads backed up save data that was saved to the data cloud. When using a software with the same Nintendo account linked to multiple systems, save data backed up from one console will automatically be downloaded to your other systems. Then you have a trending. They now have a trending page, which I think is in the friends.
Trending? No way. Wait.
I don't know why. I don't know why they have this. But
what do they mean? Wait. Trending in terms of friends. What do you mean?
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah.
Like a
check what
like a War Plaza.
Check what games are trending with your friends.
Oh come on! This
Hyrule Warriors has to be trending because everybody was playing that last time.
Yeah, and YouTube is trending.
All you gotta do is go to your friend list and see what's trending. Everybody's playing Hyrule Warriors.
But it's cool that it's just. I mean, it's just small stuff. It's not gonna make or break the online experience or user experience.
Oh, and now you can plug a USB cable into your Switch to copy your screenshots and videos.
Oh, geez. 4 years later, you don't have to put it in your computer and
I don't understand why these
you don't have to take your micro SD card out, put it in a fucking
and now you can
adapter. And make sure you don't forget to completely power off your Switch, or it's like, what the hell are you doing? The Switch will tell you what you didn't turn me off, you bastard.
What an ingenious idea. Put a USB and then back up all your screenshots.
Oh, you can prioritize which downloads you want.
PlayStation's been doing that since about 2013, but
I know.
Is it just screenshots or is it?
It's screenshots and videos.
Okay.
And videos, and you can prioritize your downloads. Like if you have like 6 things downloaded, you can prioritize which ones you want to download.
All stuff that's probably the
these aren't. Did. I mean, this isn't anything crazy by any means. And then I think. That seems to be the main stuff, and then obviously stability stuff.
Look how long it takes them just to put out just basic ass should be.
Oh, and then there's like 12 new Mario icons for the 35th anniversary.
Prolonging that Switch life.
Wait, what are they? Galaxy?
I'm skimming now.
It's probably like the 3D All Stars or something, but
no, it's like the old school.
Yeah, probably the Galaxy.
It goes from the old school to the new school. So like Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, 3 World.
Oh, that's cool. I like
2 USA.
That means they got
it's a happy Negro hand.
They have a 3D land.
Yeah. No. 64. Sunshine, Galaxy, New Super Mario Brothers, and
3D land.
World. 3D World, and then
of course.
I guess I don't even know what this one is. This one's just him coming out of a pipe. I don't even think that's based on anything.
That's the new Mario game. That's the new one, dude. That's the
new Mario game. That's Mario.
It's a good year to be a plumber because now you can have more Mario icons.
Well,
I'm waiting for the update. I'm waiting for the update to say one day added Miiverse, and I'm just gonna go.
I'm still waiting for the update where I can send that friend from Germany from the Wii U we're now Switch friends, and we haven't been able to talk because we didn't have any other form of communication other than the Miiverse. Anya, Germany.
You're implying a lot.
Not that the Miiverse was great, but it was something.
Yeah, we used to.
I thought it was pretty solid.
We used to message each
other.
I think it was.
I mean, for messaging people.
No, it wasn't the greatest, but it was like a pen pal because I wouldn't check it every day, but like every week or so.
Exactly.
There's a new message.
That's what I like. Yeah.
You know, it's like last thing we talked about was her waiting and playing Breath of the Wild on the Wii U and was gonna wait to get a Switch. You know, that was long. You know, before the Miiverse.
Oh man, that's so sad. She's gone.
But I seen she was playing the game the other day. Couldn't talk to her. But that was one of the few friends made through the Miiverse. I mean, not few, but the ones that lasted the whole generation on Wii U.
You hear this, Nintendo? You're ruining potential relationships.
Yeah.
With your BS.
But anyway, let's get back to
he was gonna get married to her in 2 weeks.
I knew nothing about her other than we talked about Nintendo games. It was.
Fuck. But still, that's so cool.
Yeah,
so cool, and Nintendo destroyed that all.
There's still people from the Mario Kart 8 tournaments like that. Every once in a while, we'll drop in the podcast and stuff. Like it's just all met through Miiverse. But
crazy.
Anyway,
that is crazy to me. That is crazy.
Let's get back to Doom, because you know there's a debate to be had. I could see both sides. You know, the game's late, but it's still new this year. But the thing is, like Robert's saying, it's digital only. No physical version, so it's like you could probably give Nintendo fans a bit of a break for waiting all this time and then getting a game. I don't know how the online works in the game on any system. I don't know how it's gonna, if that's all there. If it's a complete package, we don't know that yet. We don't know the size, but I really just feel like, and I don't really blame them for doing it digital only, because like I said, I think that just the budget in the length of time to get this game running on the Switch, I feel like they spent enough money. That's just what I'm thinking happened, is they just got over budget with this port. And it kind of leads me into the thought of, because every time a game that doesn't, that's new, doesn't get announced for the Switch, like I can't think of the last example. And people are like, well, that should come to Switch, like. And then this might be a case where, they really tried and it's, they still put it out, but it came out so much later and they want it to be day and date. So there's got to be something to that, being a talented port studio, Panic Button, done many games before. The fact that it took them this long, there's got to be something to that. And maybe I think less like and against some of these game developers and publishers for not choosing to bring the game to Switch, I guess, than I did in the beginning. I'd get more upset about it. Now I don't care. But this might be an example of why maybe we don't get some of these games, because just look at even Dragon Quest 11. Look how long that took. They had to basically build it almost not from scratch, but they had to rebuild the whole game to run on Switch. And that what was it, year later plus? It was more than a year. So I don't know. For me, and obviously I'm kind of falling on Nintendo as far as, my feelings towards them, so maybe that's part of it. But do you guys still feel that anger or that I don't know, disappointment when a game gets announced and it's not announced for the Switch at this point?
I'm over it.
I think it depends on the game for me. I think
it depends. Like
certain games, I don't care as much. Go ahead.
My biggest thing is always the main ones that come out, like Call of Duties. I still can't believe that there's no
that
Call
one.
of Duty.
Well,
stuff like that.
Yeah, that one always
understand and the slightest.
Yeah, we talked about. I don't expect them to put out their current gen game on the Switch, but to not have some kind of legacy collection of maps or something that surprises me. The fact that EA just puts out that shit version of FIFA and still charges $60, that pisses me off. Not because they're not putting out the full version, but because they're putting out this half-assed 3-year-old version and still charging $60 for a roster update every year. That's stuff that still gets me. But the fact that, like Resident Evil 3 or whatever, 2, gets announced and not come to Switch. At this point, I guess I'm just over that and expect it, and it's more surprising when a game's coming to the Switch. But like a game like Immortals,
what about Phoenix? Yeah,
that's day and date, and if you watch the Switch Up review, the review copy ran so poorly that he was going to give it a 5 out of 20 for performance. They just patched it. I think it comes out this week, tomorrow. I can't remember. I think it's this week.
Is it the third?
Well, this week, but
isn't it the third or something?
I think it's like
the game's gonna bomb.
But it's been getting. I'm actually intrigued. It's getting good reviews.
I was gonna say how the reviews otherwise.
Yes. So did Beyond Good and Evil. I'm getting Beyond Good and Evil vibes with this game.
I'm actually thinking about picking it up. I've just a little bit I played on Stadia. I was like, man, this has some good, charming humor. Like, this is funny. Like, and it's not. It feels a lot like Genshin Impact to me, more so than Breath of the Wild. It's a better version of Genshin. It's similar in the combat and stuff. But that game's day and date. But it had, I guess it just got a patch for the before it came out.
It
was really
late for 9 months.
But it's coming out on all systems on the same day. But the Switch version had performance issues until this patch, I guess, improved it quite a bit. It does, the pop-ins like ridiculously bad when you're flying or gliding, but still they fixed it, and it's still a day and date. It's one of the first day and date third-party multiplats, I think, since, other than the sports titles, since Mortal Kombat 11. So I mean, art style is a little more
friendly. Switch was the leading platform for this game.
It should have been, yeah.
See, why you say it like that? Like you knew you were bullshitting. And he was like, yeah.
I almost got it out without laughing.
No, you couldn't do it. I knew you couldn't do it.
I think Ubisoft's latest few titles are gonna bomb. Like I think
Watch Dogs I think is gonna
bomb for them.
Watch Dogs so gonna bomb.
I think this game isn't gonna do very well for them. I forget what else they released. I know recently they had that Tom Clancy Breakpoint. Oh yeah, you know what? That's true. Yeah, Valhalla pretty
well,
pretty
you know, everybody who got a PS4 or Series X, you know, is gonna want to get.
There's nothing else to buy.
At least one game to showcase.
Yeah, that's true.
Why did Ubisoft do this? They just release like these smaller titles that have really good reviews around like their big game. Like Valhalla is the big game.
So dumb.
Beyond Good and Evil, they put that game out around the same time as
Prince of Persia.
And it just totally killed it. Like, what are you doing?
And they just put out Watch Dogs Legion.
Rayman Legends, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Hey man, we don't talk about that. That was a.
But this is 3 of their own games in a month, and apparently Assassin's Creed's 100-hour, like, not just to do everything, but just like it's a huge game. There's a lot of glitches and bugs. I guess it just got a patch. It's kind of like not Unity. Was it Unity? What's the one that had the most glitches?
Unity.
And it was Unity. Yeah, this one's got a lot of funny. I've seen a lot of funny clips online or Twitter, or not Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. But then Assassin's Creed. Well, they put out Assassin's Creed. I can't remember which one came out first. Watch Dogs or Assassin's Creed. But Watch Dogs already got dropped to $30 on Black Friday. And I watched like 3 reviews, and not one of them even mentioned that you play as all these different people. Like, it must just be such a non-factor.
It's so funny to me because
it must just be such a non-factor that it's not even worth mentioning, because it's like no one mentioned it.
What I've played so far, I think it's I actually quite like the fact that you could play as anybody, because it's cool, because you get to see like every individual's like salary and all type of shit, and you see just random info about every single different person. But at some point, I know I'm probably just gonna be like,
but that's every Watch Dogs.
I really don't need to.
It's cool at first.
Yeah, but I guess that's true. I guess.
Wouldn't you rather have them focus on like a really good character than just make all these random generic ass characters?
Apparently, Watch Dogs 2 is that. Apparently, Watch
Dogs 2 is great. The character in it is great. I don't know why they didn't just continue with that. They got it right. I mean, or even bring back Aiden Pearson, give him a good fucking story.
I feel like Ubisoft at this point.
They are for DLC.
I feel like Ubisoft is at the point now where they just want to keep. They're just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what hits, and then still throwing shit at the wall. Like, I feel like that's what we've.
Well, I feel like they had 2 and 3 in development before 1 even came out, and it's just like they're just so committed to like trying to build another franchise that it's like you gotta, like, EA for all their idiot things they did, but I don't blame them for not putting Titanfall 3 out, because Titanfall 2 fucking bombed. Even though it's a great game, it did not. It's not the Call of Duty killer that people were trying to hype up the first game to be.
I actually disagree, though, because if you put out a sequel after a game, even after a game bombs, but it's got so much fanfare after the fact, it's what a more like it's like a what do they call those?
Well, they kind of put out Apex Legends instead of Titanfall
but that's
3. And that was
what is it called when something comes out and it's kind of a small
cult hit? Cult hit?
Yeah, like a cult classic. It's like it has like a following now, I think. And if you did put out a sequel, I think it would have done a lot better, actually, because of people just didn't think it was going to be a good game. That's why 2 failed. Titanfall 2 is like,
I mean, if they were going to do it to be a launch title for these new systems, might have been
that would have been a good time.
Because they have the gameplay down. I think the multiplayer is what didn't catch on. People didn't really care about the Titan part.
I enjoyed the multiplayer.
And it was the online base that was so low. The numbers were so low of the online. Like I got the first game later in the year when it came out for $5, and I couldn't even find. It took forever to find a match, and it wouldn't even fill it up, like the lobby. And it's like, but
bring back bots.
But Ubisoft is just like, you know what? We got this cool game. It's kind of, Nintendo fans are gonna probably love it because it's got that Breath of the Wild feel, and I guess they copied more than a few things. It's almost got shrines. I mean, basically got shrines. It's got climbing. It's got gliding. But I don't mind a game adding climbing at this point. It feels weird not to have it.
I want every game to have
because
climbing.
they copied the stamina system exactly in the way you upgrade it by doing the shrines, whatever they're called. But just climbing in that game in the 15 minutes I played it, I was like, I'm just glad I can climb everywhere, you know. But to put it out right now, it's just so weird. And I guess it doesn't have, well, it's got a performance mode,
Cyberpunk,
but it doesn't have the what do you call it, the fidelity mode that's coming like next year, early next year. It's like, it's not
put
finished.
It out in February, March.
Yeah, you're putting them out. I don't know if it's just like, well, one of these games got to sell if we put all 3 of them out, but it's just weird that they just, is it because they felt like gotta have it out for Christmas, like otherwise.
Yeah, but it's
is
a new
still
IP.
A thing that people do, like gotta have it out for Christmas, like unless you have a Christmas product, nobody's gonna rush out and buy Immortals. Oh man, those kids are really looking for.
And half the problem is
that a copy of Immortals.
And half of the problem is that it's a new IP in the first place. Like a new IP, a new IP already has an uphill battle because it has to prove itself versus all of its contemporaries that are all well-established franchises. You put it out in a dead month, it's like, oh shit, look, there's this new game that looks kind of cool. That's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna throw it out.
But you end up forgetting about that shit because it's like, oh, I gotta make sure I get me a damn PS5 or an Xbox. Oh, I gotta make sure I get, what's the big title? Like, I gotta get Miles Morales. I gotta get
Demon Souls.
Demon Soul. I gotta get that. You're not even thinking about this. So by the time you even think about that game, they already marked it down to $20.
Yeah, and it's like Robert mentioned. Yeah, Robert mentioned Cyberpunk's coming out like in the same.
Cyberpunk.
Oh, is it really coming out? I don't fucking believe that.
Oh, it's coming out.
10 days apparently.
It's coming.
10 days, yo.
Oh, listen, it's 10 days for them to delay it.
That's another thing I wanted to bring up last week and didn't have time to is, that's definitely not my cup of tea type of game, but I was kind of surprised because
it's mine.
I've seen The Witcher. I played a little bit of The Witcher 3 and 2, and it's like, all right, it's a little bit, it's more of an Assassin's Creed kind of combat with some Zelda kind of feels to it, but I was surprised by what Cyberpunk's gameplay actually, like, they went all in with just like straight RPG. Like, yeah, you can do like first person shooting and stuff, but a couple previews I watched, that's probably the weakest aspect if you choose to go that route. It's just a lot of walking, a lot of talking, very slow paced, and for me, that was like, I was intrigued by the game just because of the hype and the setting and stuff. I was like, all right, I might get this a try, you never know. But, then I saw like their 10 minutes of gameplay, and it's like, are they walking this slow because they're trying to make that cinematic feel, or is that all the faster the character can go? I don't know. It was just really slow and definitely not enjoyable to watch. Might be more fun to play. But I was going to ask the guys that were intrigued, I guess T's probably the only one here now that was really looking for that game. I don't know about Robert or Terrell. I know Clocktit's looking forward to it.
I was looking forward to it.
It was
on my top 5 most anticipated.
Did you see some of the gameplay of it? How are you feeling about what you've seen?
I did. I mean, admittedly, I don't know if it is exactly what I was thinking it would be. I'm not gonna lie, but I just feel like I'd be stunned if I play this game and not fall in love with this world that they build, and I feel like I'm really gonna enjoy it, no matter like how you could say how maybe dialogue heavy, but I think if they make the dialogue great and all that, like just like it kind of like Paper Mario. So much of Paper Mario that I love is the dialogue. I know compare Paper Mario to Cyberpunk, but it's
I think like, there's probably some. Just from what I've seen, some of the side missions, I think it's going to have the Horizon effect, where some of the more minor side missions are going to be, the voice acting is going to be less, quality, if you will. But
see,
go ahead.
When I saw that new stuff, I was like, yeah, because I want a bigger, smarter, more in-depth Deus Ex game. And that's what this looks like to me. So just because it's not a typical run gun shooter, I wasn't looking for that anyway. The stuff I love about Deus Ex has nothing to do with shooting, nothing to do with any of that kind of stuff in the game. So
I didn't expect the shooting to be great, but even the driving looked. There was one mission showed a while ago, and it was like I don't know if they were chasing somebody or running from somebody, and I was just like, I'm looking for something that's gonna be that to me is gonna be like, all right, that looks at least like something I want to play. I will say the Xbox One X version, which I have on screen now, I was surprised how good it does look on the One X. Not surprised, but it definitely exceeded what I expected. And it doesn't, when they show it running on Series X, it doesn't have the patch. Like the patch is months out before it actually takes advantage of the new hardware. So that's visually,
does Microsoft have the marketing rights?
Yeah, because they had the Xbox One X themed after Cyberpunk that came out earlier this year.
Which is big. It's pretty big.
But yeah, I was impressed visually for sure, because I thought we've only seen it on PC. I was like, yeah, the PC version is gonna trounce, but it looks pretty good on consoles. But yeah, I kind of feel like this is gonna be one of those games. Like, I'm trying to think in the past, like Far Cry 3 had quite a bit of hype, and then when the people I knew that bought it, once we started playing the game, the gameplay didn't live up to the hype. I feel like this is going to be one of those games like Red Dead Redemption 2, where a lot of people are hyped for it. It's a new IP, but they have some Witcher, a lot of Witcher fans, Witcher 3 fans, you should say, because not a lot of people who bought Witcher 3.
Red Dead doesn't have the legs this game is going to have.
But I feel like there's going to be some more casual gamers who pick it up on the hype are going to
think it's boring.
Are going to not get into it.
It's going to be Final Fantasy 7 for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love Final Fantasy. Did you beat it? No, not really.
No, so I really see.
Look at
those cutscenes, man.
I can't think of a recent game that I felt like more than 50% of people aren't going to finish this game that buy it.
Avengers. Avengers is another one for me. Where it's just fucking.
I just don't think anybody bought Avengers.
Was there hype? I don't think
anybody.
There was hype for it.
I think
there was. Keyword is was.
I don't even think the E3 got. They showed. I was watching girlfriend reviews, and they were making fun of the game. They showed like the initial reveal, and like one person was clapping.
By the time of E3, yeah,
we dogged the initial reveal of that game. Right?
So I think I legit think people were expecting Cyberpunk to be the biggest game of the year and win game of the year before it got delayed. That's all I've seen, is people expecting this to be the biggest game and game of the year winner before anyone even seen real gameplay. So I think the hype level.
Bruh, you acting like there's people coming out of nowhere. These guys have a pedigree. They have a track record, and that's what people are excited for. It's those guys making a cyberpunk shooter that you can do all these different things in. That's where the excitement comes from. I don't think it's like a lot of games. I don't think it's artificial hype. I think it's based on everybody loves CD Projekt Red. A lot of people root for CD Projekt Red because they put a lot of value in their games, and even in the package of the game itself, they actually still care about that kind of stuff. So I think a lot of the hype comes from that.
So it's pretty much from the pedigree of the developer.
Right. It's the pedigree of the developer, their track record. You know the RPG elements you're gonna get, which are, pretty good in the Witcher games. So you're like, oh, so now I get that in a modern, not even modern, but not only modern, but futuristic world with guns. Like that's what people I think got excited about. You can do all these different things.
Also, but I do think there are some people that literally think it's going to be a futuristic GTA.
Well, of course, yeah. Don't get it twisted. There are some people that are just, are succumbing to hype based on not knowing a lot about the game. And
it'll be interesting to find out if the actual game. I've played this section a few times. If you can actually walk faster than what they're doing, I'm just
listening to this one.
I'm like, why are they walking so slow?
Yeah,
the game has to come out. The game has to come out for me to even consider it at this point. Like this whole delay saga has been too fucking long and I get it. It's an overly ambitious game, but at this point, it's like, are we gonna play it, or are we just gonna talk about playing it? Like I'm just.
Yeah.
That's
and
where I'm
I mean,
at.
like, here's the thing:
Konami
you know
has
you're gonna
pending-
get some
pending-
crazy huge expansions to the game because CD Projekt Red is good at that. They
Yeah.
make full on game expansions, a complete game, in just their expansions.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of palpable, real excitement, but there are also obviously a lot of bullshit. Witcher 3, I love Witcher 3. Did you beat it? No. It looks good though.
It looks like GTA.
So yeah, I mean,
it's gonna be interesting.
I'm excited for it.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm gonna get it on my Series X.
Speaking of Series X, I played one. I didn't play a game on
did
it,
you?
but I used one. And my brother-in-law,
it ain't got no games.
he is literally the definition of an Xbox casual gamer. He only buys Call of Duty. He messes around with like old vintage, like old games and stuff, but he only buys Call of Duty every year. He has an old 1080p TV, and he got a Series X. And he just was like, well, my son, my nephew, he's like, his Xbox disk drive stopped working, so it was just, we're gonna get one. We're gonna get a 1X, 1S. He's like, it just worked out. I gave him the 1X, and I got this. I was there for 45 minutes before I even noticed it because it was sitting on its side in like under the shelf, and it's just I mean, you see it, but I literally sat there 45 minutes. I looked right at it multiple times, and I didn't even know what it was. I just thought it was like a stack of because it's all dark. I just like what I just thought it was a bag or something. I didn't know what it was, honestly.
It was the black
didn't
box
think twice
with your
about it.
soul in
I
it.
saw the controller and I'm like, that's got the share button. He must have just bought a controller. And then finally it just hit me. I'm like, that's the Series X. So I walk up to it and I fucking lift the thing's heavy as hell. And
Really?
so I was like, I turned it on, and it's like I said, it's an old 1080p TV. He's probably the least of anybody I know. And playing Call of Duty, that's all he plays. And I'm like,
oh man,
just low key.
But he got a damn pre-order. He got
yeah.
one.
He said he got the pre-order.
How do you get one? How do you even get one?
He just said he
killed a man.
The day he just pre-ordered
casual
it.
ass.
Just pre-ordered.
I just went on and pre-ordered. What's the big deal? I just went on and pre-ordered it. No
exactly.
problem.
And I'm like, you can't. Literally, the only thing he gets, and Call of Duty doesn't have quick resume, so literally the only thing he gets is slight, faster loading time. But I booted it up. It took 20 to 30 seconds. I didn't time it to get to the menu. And then he's like, all I've done is play zombies so far. I haven't even touched anything else. I'm like, so you get spent $530 on a console and another $70 on a game to play zombies. Like,
it's like playing your 360 on a CRT.
It's like,
people used to do that. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing?
I was just on my one.
The campaign's pretty good.
Literally the night before, I was on my 1S because I was watching Netflix in my theater room, and I knew that the operating systems were the same, but you couldn't have told me if I didn't see that thing, I would not have known that it was the Series X based on anything I experienced. I mean, I booted up the YouTube app. He doesn't even sign in. He doesn't even have a YouTube account that he uses. So I was and I'm just like, he's not using this for anything other than to play Call of Duty Zombies.
And you're just over here like, what the fuck?
And I'm like, the controller felt nice. So the grips they added, the little texture to the triggers and stuff felt really nice, I will say. But other than that, it felt
better than the other this controller.
Better than the Xbox One controller because this has the shiny smooth plastic, and the new one has this cool texture to it, and it just felt. Other than that, it just instantly felt like an Xbox controller. I didn't think twice about it, after the first 2 seconds. But let's just say that it was like, I just want to, dude. I said, you're not taking advantage of this at all with this TV. He's like, yeah. What he did was he quit his job and he invested. They're building grow houses, and there was a big, because of COVID, the construction got halted, and they've had a bunch of problems. They're building 3 big greenhouses, him and 2 other guys, and so he actually had to get a job because he expected to be making money by now. He's got a part-time job. He's like, if I had my normal job, he's like, I would have definitely bought a TV the same day. I'm like, yeah, because you're not getting anything out of this system right now. Literally, I mean, yeah, Call of Duty's going to look a little bit better, but not compared to the One X. Compared to the last game, you're probably not seeing really anything major other than some real-time shadows. I think is the biggest difference. And it's just, God, it doesn't make me mad because I don't need one, but I would have liked to. I'd like to have one.
I'd offer me, you should ask.
But it's just like if anybody that I know, everybody I know that didn't need one, you know, the only person I know that games that doesn't have, well, not other than you guys, but in the real life, in you know, in my area, family and friends, that doesn't have a 4K TV or anything. So it's like, just it's pretty much a waste. But
you're using that bitch wrong as hell.
And it's like,
what is the point?
It definitely does feel like just a graphics card upgrade, you know, like I think T made that comparison a few times. It's a unique approach because it doesn't feel like, wow, this is something new. Like it just feels so familiar, and that, you know, using the same operating system that looks the same and everything. So it was just like it didn't have that wow factor of using something new.
Yeah.
So, but to have it in my home to actually be playing like Gears, you know, the upgrades and Ori in 4K 120 frames per second, I would appreciate it more if I was using it, you know, the way I would use it. But
yeah,
it was. But it's funny that Lenny Wright said he used to play his 360 on a CRT TV. I knew a ton of people that were playing 360 on a SD, you know, CRT TV. And it wasn't till I want to say because I got mine in 2008, and Call of Duty started getting popular. Because that was Modern Warfare 2 came out. That was right before Black Ops. And next thing I know, just like dominoes falling, everybody at work that had a 360, all my friends, all of a sudden, yeah, I just picked up an HD TV. Yep, I just picked next guy's like, yeah, I just got me an HD TV. And then they were like, holy shit. Like they started realizing like this is what the 360 brings to the table versus the original Xbox, you know.
And Nintendo said holy shit too, because they thought, you know, oh, none of the other people have HD TVs now. That shit changed in 2 years like nothing.
2 years, it's like everybody had one.
Everybody had one.
LCDs came out, the flat panels, and it was just like prices started dropping. And it's like, I think me and Clocked had a little, not an argument, but a little conversation. He was like, well, I shouldn't have to have to buy a new TV to be able to appreciate a new system. I'm like, dude, it's already happened. Like 360, PS3. Like if you didn't have an HD TV, there wasn't much of a visual difference compared to the previous generation, you know? Like that was half of the 360's appeal was playing games or PS3, you know, playing games in HD, you know. Well, it wasn't true HD at the time, we didn't know that, but like that's just par for the course. Like if you played your Wii U on a 480p or 480i CRT TV, Smash Brothers for Wii U wouldn't look that much different than Brawl, honestly. Like, so it's like that's part of the equation.
I don't know. You're reaching on that.
I don't think so.
Come on, Wii U looks even if you bump the resolution, I just can't imagine Brawl.
What else is there? I mean, if you take
Brawl looks like
Brawl look pretty muddy.
The character models and stuff are
it tried to look more realistic.
Yeah, that was the art style I was going for
on Wii graphics, which is not a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, if you compare literally Brawl's models to Wii U, they're pretty different.
But then like some of the Brawl stages don't look that much different because I played Brawl right up until because I got it that year. I didn't buy Brawl until 2014. I was playing it to try to practice, and some of those stages that were basically just drop and dragged over to Smash 4, there wasn't that much of a change.
Those aren't the biggest. Those aren't.
But there's I don't even know how you'd even hook up a Wii U to a 480i like CRT. You'd have to do some converting, and that would probably affect it anyway. But either way,
the chat says he played Wii U on.
Yeah, he used Wii component cables
until about 2014.
Damn near 2 years, year and a half. Jesus.
You missed. Damn, he played Super Mario 3D World on George HD.
It don't look that good to me. This is like New Super Mario Brothers.
Like Galaxy.
Galaxy look better than this shit.
Yeah.
I played 3D World on
so blurry.
on a low-end LG plasma that I had gotten as part of my warranty replacement. I had a rear projection Mitsubishi, and that didn't exist anymore when that failed. I had 1 month left of my 5-year warranty, and my TV broke, and they replaced it. But I didn't get to pick it, so I got a LG plasma in I want to say it was late 2012, early 2013. I don't know the exact year, but so I played Pikmin 3, Sonic, which, I mean, it's a good looking game.
Remember plasma TVs? Ooh.
And 3D World. And then in the day Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze came out was the day my Sony LCD was delivered. And so I just quickly turned it on, plugged it in, and played Donkey Kong for about 10 minutes before I had a party or had people over. We were playing board games. But the difference in just going from a low-end cheap LG plasma that I didn't want to a higher-end Sony, just the difference between those two TVs made the Wii U and 3D World, and because I didn't see Tropical Freeze on the old TV, just so vibrant. The colors popped. Like, it was ridiculous. Like the texture of the cat suit when you at the end of where it zooms in on your player, or all four players. I was like, holy shit. Like, it was just incredible. Just the difference between those two TVs. So I just can't even imagine, like, just getting back to the Xbox Series X, playing it on a lower quality old 1080p TV. It just seems like, I don't know, if you could get the system and get the TV later, I mean, I don't blame anybody, but it's just kind of funny to think
that's normal. I didn't have a HD TV when I first got 360. But it wasn't long after. It's probably a few months.
I imagine I've seen 3 people now got OLEDs in the last month or so. OJ, Capitone, I forget how he pronounced his name on Twitter, and then old Destiny FOMO,
Capone,
our buddy. She got a 77-inch. It's
77.
I forgot she existed. Sorry.
John Linneman just got he got the new ones. A lot of people, I've seen quite a few people joining the OLED club, and it's definitely, I would recommend, if someday.
One day I'll join the OLED club.
Except by then, who knows, the micro LEDs might be.
Well, here's the thing.
Well, one day I'll join whenever the top is not.
The human eye can only see so much clarity. So at some point, it's gonna be moot.
It's more. It's not about the resolution. It's just about the colors. And
I mean, the vibrancy. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Vibrancy, clarity.
The colors are so bright, though. I gotta.
There's only so much range we have in these little things here. So at some point, you won't be upgrading them.
Eventually, but I mean, we're not even close to what the eye, like, if the newest TVs with HDR get you close to like what you can see in the real world. It's just like, so it's definitely at the point now where I think 4K TVs are I would highly recommend. Whereas like a year or two ago, I was like, nah, it's not. 4K TV is not quite. You're not ready. They're not ready for a mass market thing. But I think at this point now they are. Malik says he don't think you get a next-gen console until you get at least a 4K. I mean, wait for one or the other, I guess, because there's no reason to force yourself to get a new system right now without really anything to play.
Ain't no damn games. That's damn shit.
We don't talk about that.
I mean, if you want to play Sackboy, you can play it on the PS4. If you want to play
Miles, you can play it on PS4.
I haven't seen a lot of footage or people talking about the PS4 version.
All I heard is that bricks are a lifestyle. Apparently, there's a glitch in Spider-Man that turns you into a brick.
Oh,
And the shit's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
I haven't really seen. I haven't seen anybody on the PS4 playing Miles, like in my friends list.
But actually, I was gonna say my stepdad actually is he picked it up on the PS4, the base PS4.
If you want to play Demon Souls, though, you play it on PS3.
What? I hate that deadpan, like. Yeah.
And they finally.
Even that new experience is mired in the fact that we're talking about a game that just looks prettier. It looks a lot prettier. Don't get me twisted, but it's still, if you beat that game, Like, are you really that excited?
No.
I don't know. People bought Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition after beating it.
Yeah, I mean, you might buy it, but I'm saying, like, is that, oh my God,
it's not
next
exciting,
gen?
but I will say the exciting thing.
Best launch title, yo. The best launch title of all time.
I bought Skyrim like 4 times. So.
Yeah, I still remember I sent the tweet. Someone said, I forget what it said. I was like, that doesn't make sense because the game exists already. Like, is that even fair to say?
I will give Demon Souls at least because it wasn't made by From Software. It's 60 frames per second, and it's like I'm almost 100% locked. Whereas From Software games are very notorious for very unstable, very choppy frame rates. So I mean, and they
pushed the hardware.
They improved. There's quality of life improvements, but as for somebody who's never played it, it looks way more interesting with some of the quality of life improvements, and the loading, I guess, was one of the reasons Demon Souls was so, I don't want to say frustrating, is that you die and it takes like a minute and a half to load to go back and try it again, and then if you died like in a couple hits, you maybe last in the battle for 30 seconds, but it take you 2 minutes to get back to the boss, and then you might even last 30 seconds and die, and then you have to wait for another 2-minute load screen. Whereas this is like almost instant. So I mean, that does sound like it greatly improved the experience. But yeah, you guys know my stance. If I played a game extensively, I really don't care about rebuying it for better visuals. I did it a few times. Shadow of the Colossus, most recent, because it was $40 and I was Gamers Club, so it was what, $32. That was pretty justifiable. I really wanted to pick up Link's Awakening for $30 at Walmart, but they were sold out. No rain checks, no nothing. It's just you either got it or you didn't.
First come, first serve, bro. I saw a bunch of them at the Walmart, so sucks for you.
Yeah, well, I guess I didn't go to the store. I checked online. I guess I should have went to the store, but
oh, you were online. Okay.
I checked online because $30. I'll pick that up. That's for $30. That's a good price.
That's what it should have been.
That's what I mean. 30, 40 feels like the right price, but All right, so
I paid way more than that because I got this stupid ass collector's edition.
Yeah, there was a collector's, wasn't there?
I did see $140 on that bitch.
They covered that game on Girlfriend Reviews, and I was like, damn it, because I hadn't looked at it in a while. I was like, God damn, it does look fucking gorgeous. Like
it is a gorgeous ass game.
And to hear the music in higher quality would be worth it by itself.
Oh yeah,
but
the whole what game where she sings
Link's Awakening still.
Oh yeah.
Please.
Hearing that on even the Game Boy music wasn't. It still hit ya, even though it was like.
Yeah, it's still
But now this hits you even harder though because hear this actual voice and you're just like, fuck yeah, it sounds so good.
It's a wonderful 6-hour game.
Yeah, and I only played it. I played it the one time. And it was. I enjoyed it, but having to switch constantly for your sword and back to your shield, back to jump, back to the feather, it definitely got frustrating. But they fixed that. So in the remake,
you don't have to do that. I was gonna say,
because that's the kind of stuff where hardware limitations, where button limitations really can affect an experience. But
well, if you play that game and know it as much as I do,
okay, for me it took over.
You gonna run through it. How long?
A little over 15 hours for sure.
I think it took me 7 to beat it.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's Gamer Talk has a question for
I know that freaking game inside out, man.
Terrell. Gamer Talk
I'm sure, yeah.
Has a question. He wants to know if anybody can help him about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So Gamer Talk, if you want to ask that question, Terrell probably could answer that.
You got the
also real quick.
God.
Also, real quick, happy anniversary to the game. We're on its third anniversary, I think. Yeah, third, because it came out 2017. So yeah, third anniversary.
I was playing it last night, like it came out last night. Did
it come out on
midnight launch?
Wasn't it December 1st or 2nd?
Yeah, December 1st.
I'm trying to finish it, man. I still haven't finished it.
Hey man, it's a time sink. It's my favorite.
That long ass, convoluted
I
ass
really
story.
liked the game until the tree.
Until you saw that motherfucker. Till you got to the tree, and
You
it
want
was
to talk
like
about uninspired.
Well, that's why I'm now.
Design.
It's like.
Is that Halo effect?
If we're arguing,
I kill things, like there's a segment in the tree where you face this fucking mech. He just walks out and shit. You remember that part?
Yeah.
The fucking giant mech. I'm just like, oh shit! But it wasn't that as hard of a battle as I thought it was gonna be. So I handle it, beat it, and I get up. I climb up the little pillar thing or whatever, and something happens. Like I just get multi-attacked by all.
There was all those
clangs down, and the robots, they go and call other robots and shit. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, that shit is rough. That first time when you're not expecting it, I'm like, oh,
I just
so I die. I save it once I get past the mech guy because I'm like, all right, I don't want to go through that again, really, because I was fighting him and then everything starts showing up.
Oh, I remember.
A new enemy has joined. I was like, God damn it! So I got past that, and I'm like, let me save it. So I get up there, I get killed, and they put me right back before the giant mech fight. And I'm like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's some bullshit.
A lot of times I just try to run away from these dudes.
Because there's and you can't. You can't run away from them because he targets you. You can't climb.
Isn't there that special one that I forget what they call it now? It's been so long since I played it. That's like a
what?
It looks like a normal enemy, but it has a little icon on it that it's something.
Oh, Super Boss.
Super Boss. Yeah, there's one, and I think that's what Steve's talking about. And then all these other guys are attacking you.
Yeah.
And basically, you just have to destroy them as quickly as possible, and then get back.
The biggest struggle is that in Xenoblade, you can actually just wander upon a bunch of super bosses and be like, "Oh, you're like 30 levels higher than me. Oh, I'm dead. Oh."
And the world tree it was so.
That guy's like right in front of him.
It's just so generic looking inside, like the interiors of the tree. Just
well, I mean, that's kind of the idea.
And I'm just like, it lost me. Like
the whole premise is literally like, we'll get to the world tree and we can fix the problems of our world. What the fuck? The tree's fake. Yeah. What the fuck? I don't want to get too much into it because it's technically spoilers for people who haven't played it.
And then
it reminds me of what I didn't like about Xenoblade Chronicles X, where you get into those little building areas and it's just super bland and you just want to get through it, and there's like hordes of enemies and stuff all through it, and it's just
Xenoblade Chronicles X is literally, the world is so visually appealing and interesting.
Yeah,
I don't want to go back to the city. I'm good. Like that's what.
Yeah,
and so in a lot of ways, the world tree in 2 is very much the same idea. The world is so visually interesting. I don't want to go to the tree. Fuck the tree.
So what do you think about Gamer Talk? He wants to know if you can not use the blades. I don't know why.
No, you have to use the blades. Like using Rex.
Not use the blade. How the hell you gonna?
You can't do that.
Play the game.
You can only use. You can only use the blades because Rex's weapon will change depending on what blade he has. Like certain blades have those balls that you can throw at enemies. You have the knuckles, and then the spear and the sword.
God, it's been so long since I played the game. There was the whole combo system where you had to like, what is it, like topple?
You're talking about the blade.
Slam.
Yeah, it was break, topple, launch, and then slam. But if you got off a blade combo,
you get the orb.
Yeah, that's when you. That
was separate than the orb thing. The orb thing was
is if you hit the plus button
combo with like the right element.
It very turned into Pokemon in that sense, in the fact that you had to match elemental weaknesses to get the most damage out of the combo. And if you broke an orb before it went through the full rotation, you can keep going. Yeah. Bruh, you don't know. I low key have been wanting to replay that game just for the fuck of it.
What was your level?
When I beat the game?
Yeah.
I was around the 70s. 70s. High 60s, 70s. The final boss kind of has some bullshit in it. Just be warned. And they actually made him harder.
Every Xenoblade final boss has bullshit.
Well, no, they made him harder because now he scales with you. So you can't out level him, whereas you could before.
So once you get to the top of the tree too, you get to the N64 texture area.
Oh, you're talking about? I know.
I think I have a picture of it.
I was fighting somebody for like 30 minutes, and I realized, he's regenerating it.
that'll happen if you're not paying attention.
I wasn't paying attention. I was like, why is this bitch is taking forever to beat?
See, I got used to
here's the wall texture in this.
You're probably talking about
the Gildo or whatever it's like.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Those those what do you call it?
They're like
Resident Evil type monsters.
They're like little spider bots and things, or the
This is before the tree, like right before you start.
Here's the queen.
You're talking about...
They're like zombie-like creatures, you know?
Yeah,
they're zombie-like.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. You're in like Mortha.
Yeah, Mortha.
Did you get Poppy's third?
I still like.
Oh yeah, did you get Poppy's?
You get Poppy's third form yet, T?
I did not.
Because that's a side quest. You can actually. No, you can beat the game.
Side quest. Okay.
Yeah, you want to see what she looks like, or do you want to wait till you experience it?
Yeah, go ahead and show me. I don't care about that kind of stuff.
It'll be on the screen. Oops.
I don't think.
That's not Poppy, Juice. That's your favorite character, Juice. That's not Poppy.
Yeah.
It's on there now. There's a bit of delay.
Oh, let's see. I'm waiting for it to change.
Let's see.
Morrig.
Oh, that's Juice's favorite. I already knew that.
This is her, but it's
Did it change? I'm still waiting for the damn screen. Yeah. Do y'all see it?
No, it changed.
I'm leaving it on the best one.
Oh, there we go.
That's cool.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, you actually got the... You took shots when the cutscene happened. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this man took body shots, yo.
Hit that.
Those happen later.
Oh, my goodness. I just called this one.
Which ironically...
That side.
And the irony is that she's one of the most broken blades in the game.
Really?
I never got her last
because the whole Poppy swap thing, you can change her elements and shit, and then she gets certain abilities that stack, and she gets fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
she's great. Tora becomes really good.
I can't wait to marry the cosplayer who does the Nia's second form.
The Nia. Oh,
I don't know what she's gonna do. She's gonna have to make a decision on how revealing she wants to be, but.
Good I am.
She's like, hold on, let me get on Twitter real quick. Let me holler at you real quick.
She's gonna have to
snip him out. Snip him good.
I like
she's gonna have to.
I like the way you dress, girl.
She's gonna have to go visit the place where they do the waxings. Let's just we'll say that.
Waxing already.
She's gonna have to get some waxing done.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! He took it to that level. Oh, good God!
That's if she does the cosplay.
Bikini kind.
Yeah, she does the cosplay accurately. Like,
how you know she ain't already did that? How you know? Like,
well, no, the cosplay.
That might be normal.
I mean, that might be good.
Wow.
But it is kind of I could see why she'd be a little.
Xenoblade is the best game. That's all I'm saying.
She said she's a little worried about the outfit. On Twitter, she posted
a little revealing.
I mean, to be fair, that Nia's outfit switch kind of threw everybody off. We were like, that is not the same character.
Yeah, it's almost true form. What's her name from Twilight Princess? Level.
Midna?
It's almost Midna. It's almost true form Midna type of shit.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
What's this?
Nia's definitely got the hips, though. She always did, even in the first form.
It's just this. It was a lifestyle. People don't understand. Xenoblade is a lifestyle.
I don't even have hardly any photos of her before.
I still like Nia. Better with their yellow jumpsuit. I like that better.
So what did you? Because you get a chance to towards the end to pick a name you want to call her. What did you pick?
I picked Mithra. It doesn't matter plot wise, but I picked Mithra. Especially if you play Torna, I definitely don't regret calling her Mithra. Then when I realized
I picked Mithra too.
Get to call. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. But I call her Mithra. But Mithra is the original personality.
Call it Pyra. Yeah.
Spoilers. Here's Pyra Mithra.
Oh no, Mithra is best girl. I mean,
does she look any different?
No.
No, like if you put Pyra, would she walk around looking like Pyra?
That moveset though. No. She's
to be
fair
though, if you get the DLC, she gets the you can get the swimsuit outfits, and that's a whole.
Oh Jesus,
bro!
Jesus.
Let me just put this in straight. When I found out that the swimsuits show up in cutscenes, I was like, bet I'm rewatching this bitch again.
And I remember the whole shit over again.
What game was I playing? Where I don't know if it's Spider-Man. Where you put on this cool costume, but then there's the really story-based cutscene, and it puts you in the standard outfit. I don't know if it was Spider-Man. It's something I was playing.
Oh, Zelda does that too. Age of Calamity does that.
Oh, Age of Calamity. That was it. Yeah. And then it just instantly, and then some of the other cutscenes, it's weird that he's wearing the outfit I had because I didn't think it'd be in a cutscene. I had like his the rubber helmet on for the electricity.
Yeah,
and like his desert outfit, and it was just so weird to see that in a cutscene.
That's why it was funny as hell because like the cutscene starts out with him in like the night gear because that's a default outfit, and he's like, and Zelda and him Zelda's like talking, I think the Mifa, and he's sitting there in the night outfit, and then you skip a scene, all of a sudden he's naked from the waist up, and he's like, and this is like, all right, Link, let's go. It's like, I feel like guys. Y'all don't want to talk about it? Nah, when'd you go home and change so quick, Link? Don't worry about it.
God, I've been taking my time with it. I've been doing every side thing before doing the next main mesh because I want the map to fill up with too much stuff.
How many hours you got into it so far?
I didn't look, but I'm going to guess under 10.
Yeah, I'm about at 10 too.
Well, I put 4 hours in the demo, so I had my progress was pretty far along by the time I started the official game. But the actual game itself, it's going to keep the time separate. And I couldn't find where it said like my how much time I had in the game. In the demo it told me, but I couldn't find it.
When I go to the main menu, I see it. It says like for me, it said like 10 hours and some change.
I guess I didn't. I went to the main menu, but I didn't see
the one thing. You know, the one problem I have though, because the original Breath of the Wild was pretty loose with Flurry Rush. Like I'm so used to that wide ass window where I can dodge, and it's super tight now. So like, I'll do a random dodge, and I'm like, shit, I'm still off. And but granted, it also makes it more satisfying to get off now in this game because it helps a lot with some of these fucking.
And I don't know what Retro Death was talking about. I tried Urbosa. I could never run her lightning out.
I've run her lightning out.
I did it one time, but it's like it's not a problem. I fill it up. I use moves, and it kind of refills. Like
the main thing that runs it out is that she has a combo starter that goes into, and the game tells you to hit X repeatedly. That'll drain her lightning. Oh. But if you time it right, it can lead right back into a full
I turned off those hint things, so I don't know what moves I'm missing out. I can't stand when it's constantly telling me what to do.
I only did it because it helps for certain things, but it's been that game's been fun as hell so far. Fucking Urbosa's.
That's surprised. All I play is Urbosa.
I've been trying to rotate through them, and I'm surprised Zelda's really grown on me. I liked her to begin with, but man, I really like the jankiness of the Sheikah abilities. I think Retro's way further because he has a couple extra characters. The first character you get after you get all the champions was absolutely floored me because I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't gotten them yet.
Yeah, I've only done one mission past getting the 4 champions. And
all I'll say is it's a character from the original Breath of the Wild, and it floored me when I found out he was playable. I'll just say that.
Can't wait. But
you're probably pretty close to him now that I think about it. But yeah.
I mean, I haven't even done the 4. I haven't got the Master Sword or anything. So
yeah, you get that actually surprisingly early because I already have it.
I feel like if I go to the Lost Woods, mission, that I'll get it. But I've been like doing everything I can, replaying some of the side missions just to mess around with, trying to get items for the.
Let me pay the bills right quick because people are mentioning this in the chat. We have 44 people watching. We only got 12 likes. And I bet 4 of them are from us.
I haven't hit it yet.
So come on, man.
I'm gonna hit it right now.
It's like I got the biggest knife in the drawer. I'm about to cut the bullshit out.
Free podcast, like who said that? Maritime. Thank you, Maritime, for pointing that out.
My integrity is always in question, but
a free weekly podcast, free entertainment, and y'all can't hit the like button, man. Come on, man.
We ain't even got a Patreon. You ain't got to do nothing but what?
No ads.
You don't got no commercials.
It's not like one of Terrell's live streams when he puts on YouTube where the ad every 5 seconds.
He hold me.
All right.
Hold me.
So
it looks like Juice hit the like button. That's
I hit
good,
it. Yep.
Thank you guys. All 44.
Thank all one of you.
Now
you know what's funny is I had to ask if we had talked about the Game Awards nominations because it's so fresh in my mind. Last year's, like, we went off because we were just like, it was so bad last year. I barely paid attention to the nominations this year. So
I have the site up.
I'm gonna get it up too so I can put it on the screen.
It's not. I mean, there wasn't a lot this year, so like they're all kind of expected.
No.
Barring a couple stupid fucking categories.
And I'm not watching it this year, so I'm gonna.
No?
I'm just catching the announcements. That's all I care about. If we get some announcements, whatever. Everything else.
Friday, probably.
Go vote now.
10th, right? Oh, it's a Thursday.
Come on over and watch my anti-Game Awards podcast that I'm going to be hosting.
He's going to be hosting with
during the time of the Game Awards.
All right, signing in. So let's go down. To the
fuck
bottom
all that.
here.
I don't sign either.
Best esports team.
No, don't do it. Why was that the first thing you scrolled to?
I just went to the bottom.
This is the worst thing. You got to start at the bottom.
Trash.
Don't start.
Best esports host.
Skip it.
It's just like last year though. I mean, I know I'm biased, but it's always it's always the same bullshit every year. Fucking League of Legends.
Benny, I think Benny. What's his name? Benny. That's
Dota.
Good pick.
For
the host, I mean.
Best esports game, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I didn't even know that wasn't esports at this point. Like,
what, Call of Duty?
They're doing some Call of Duty.
So we got Counter-Strike, Global Offense, Fortnite. That's just I've never watched it. I can't imagine that.
I feel like Fortnite kind of fell off.
How is that an esport? I just
yeah, you ain't got no kids.
Valorant. That was popular.
T looked depressed. What is the kids? And then stared off in the distance.
Now
like depressed.
Are they all like?
I am. It's depressing.
Were they all like in the arena, all 100 people, or I don't even know how that works, but.
What?
But I don't guess how come we could.
I was just say for the Fortnite.
How come we could have the same game every year?
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
I don't understand why. And they don't rotate.
Best esports event.
Just skip it.
Where's the fighting one?
Because Evo got.
Where's Evo? Best pedophile sports event.
I'm about to go. Let me get out of here. Fuck, this window won't move.
I think that's why it wasn't nominated because it was last year, I believe.
Oh man!
Best esports coach.
It wasn't last year.
League of Legends, Call of Duty, League of Legends.
Just skip all
Overwatch,
the esports shit.
CS:GO. Like it's just the same bullshit. Esports athlete, League of Legends, Call of Duty, League of Legends, Call of Duty, CS:GO.
Just skip it.
Really? All right. Best debut
that's
game.
What I'm trying to figure out. Oh, go ahead. I don't understand.
Best debut game. Best game created by a new independent studio. Phasmophobia.
That's probably gonna win.
Roki, Raji, and Ancient Epic, Mortal Shell, and Carrion. I don't know any of those games.
Phasmophobia is probably gonna win because I know it got popular off of streaming. If I remember.
Content creator of the year. Right
easy. Now Phasmophobia is very.
Alana Pierce. Boom. If I can vote.
Yeah, she's gonna win.
Absolutely not.
Ann Lopez, Nick Merckx, Tim the Tap Man, and Valkyrie.
Tap Man.
The Tap Man.
I love
yeah.
All right, here. So this is the first one that I think is controversial.
Valkyrie's pretty good though.
I ain't voting on none of
Best
that.
Multiplayer. Animal Crossing: New Horizons. I didn't know that.
That one seems a weird choice.
Is that good multiplayer? Honestly.
I don't know.
I enjoy it with retro. I go on his.
Well, all you do is visit each other's islands, right?
Shit on his
Yeah,
island.
I don't know how you.
I know.
Really,
Yeah.
It's a weird choice.
Well, because you know what, I think it's just like, a lot of people for the whole quarantine and stuff. A lot of people would go over each other's islands and stuff.
Well, the problem is
I voted Among Us.
Okay. Among Us, which came out.
Personally,
you remember when PlayStation Home was voted best multiplayer game?
Boo, get out of here.
Was it?
You know what also pisses me off? Let's talk about Among Us real quick. Among Us isn't even a new
2018
game.
It came
out. I agree.
I don't understand how Among Us. I understand Among Us blew up this year.
It's new to these frauds.
But you can't do the whole game of the year bullshit, and it's not even a new game.
I think so too.
This is the Game Awards. They pick fucking DLC.
Call of Duty Warzone that came out.
True.
That came out.
Actually,
fucking.
you know what? That's true, yo. I'm voting for Fall Guys now.
Fall Guys
at least.
Valorant.
Fall Guys at least was
Fall
new.
Guys.
Best sports racing games. We got Dirt 5, FIFA, F1, NBA 2K, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. That's just
why they put sports and racing together? That's the dumbest shit ever.
It is.
Because they didn't have enough games to have both.
It's Tony Hawk. I mean, that's a pretty faithful remake.
I would give it to Tony Hawk just out of
I think it's annoying because it's a remake.
And I don't think
and also like.
I don't think anybody.
I haven't heard anybody talking about that shit.
Anybody who was a fan of those games doesn't care at this point because it's people our age that were playing that on the fucking Dreamcast and PlayStation 2 or whatever. I had it on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, and it was of the time, like not esports, but like extreme sports and all that kind of stuff. That was of its era. And you can't really.
It got so boring. Like 2 games later, no one cared anymore.
I stopped caring by 3.
The third game.
Definitely by 4.
So best sim / strategy. Why is the sim and strategy together? So we got
because they didn't have enough.
Crusader Kings 3, Desperados 3, Gears Tactics, Flight Simulator, and XCOM Chimera Squad. I mean, there's only one sim in this whole fucking category.
Well, that's the reason why they added. They wanted to put Flight Simulator in there, but they couldn't justify.
Just give it best sim.
They should have put it with sports.
If it's the only sim, just give it best sim.
Honestly, yeah.
All right, here we go. Best Nintendo game: Animal Crossing, Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. Not a lot of people talk about that either. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout.
It actually didn't. It hasn't sold very well.
Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. Like, really?
My problem is
Minecraft Dungeons, Paper Mario, The Origami King. Is Paper Mario a family game?
Only family.
Call the shit family-oriented game. Not call it family game because
I would
family friendly.
To me, just give it.
Family friendly. That's what I was trying to say. Family friendly.
But do you remember the way he described it when they announced the things? He says, best family game, the way that we play the games that we play together as a family, whatever.
Well, this says best game appropriate.
But you're not. Yeah, you're not playing Crash. You're not playing Crash as a family.
Paper Mario. You're not.
Crash is a fucking hard as hell platformer.
You're not playing Fall Guys as a family. You're not.
Fall
playing
Guys is an online game. Appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. This is the least Nintendo one it's been in years. It's usually almost all Nintendo games.
That's because they didn't have a lot of new games.
That's true.
Is the
surprise Hyrule Warriors is in there?
What's the multi-pack of games that came out earlier this year?
Clubhouse Games. Where's that at?
Is it in there?
No.
Yeah, Clubhouse is not in there.
It's not.
Okay.
How did Clubhouse not be in there?
Clubhouse?
You guys' minds are about to get blown.
No.
Are you talking about the fighting game, bro? I'm about to go.
You guys ready?
No.
Best fighting game.
Fighting game is
bullshit.
Grand Blue Fantasy, Mortal Kombat 11,
Ultimate,
Street Fighter 5,
Champion Edition.
One Punch Man.
Fuck that game. It was fucking garbage.
It's worse than fucking. It's worse than.
Like shit.
What was last year's shitty one? Force. The Force one.
I know. Oh, Jump Force.
Jump Force, which is on Switch, by the way. No one fucking cares about. No one ever. But the irony,
by the way, it was on sale for $13 for Black Friday too.
It's trash.
Mortal Kombat 11, Street Fighter 5 made best fighting game of 2020.
Okay, so let me.
But look at these other three are absolute garbage though.
All right, no, Grand Blue. No, to be fair, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is fine. I'm
what
fine
about
with
Under
that
Night in Birth?
Yeah, Grand Blue's all right, but
Under Night in Birth is. I mean, that was at Evo. What was it, last year or the year
They're still not. There was no new games. So
no. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is new.
Grand Blue Fantasy
Versus
that was the beginning of the year, I think, though. All right, so real quick, I want to address anything. We essentially got 2 Ultimate Editions in here.
Street Fighter 5 came out like 4 years ago.
Yeah, they don't fucking. So Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter automatically shouldn't be on this list. You put fucking One Punch Man. You put One Punch Man in this gimmicky bullshit ass fighting game. That the premise of the fighting game is wait until this one character shows up and you win the match.
Where's the Power Rangers fighting game that we played on Stadia?
I'm mad, bro. That pissed me off, bro. You put this bullshit.
I totally agree, yo.
You put this bullshit ass.
To me, so you're telling me you just release any sort of content to a new game and you just.
Why didn't they put out Smash Brothers Ultimate Edition? Oh, wait, it's called Ultimate. Smash Brothers Ultimate Edition.
Where's the Fighters Pass, dude?
It's got
the Fighters Pass.
Got a bunch of.
You know why? It's because if Nintendo had re-released Smash, they probably would have put it on here.
Oh yeah.
All right,
so
best role-playing game.
That's honestly a joke, yo. That's a fucking joke.
Best role-playing game, Persona 5
joke.
Royal.
That which is just a re-release.
Again, that's Persona 5.
Yeah, all right. So it's a re-release with extra content.
It's not gonna win, but
is there not enough RPGs to come out?
Yakuza is Yakuza a fucking RPG?
It is. The new Yakuza is.
The new one is actually
Yakuza Like a Dragon. Yeah.
Genshin Impact, I guess, has RPG, but it's not.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Wasteland 3.
Final Fantasy 7 Remake's gonna win, so it doesnn't matter. But...
It doesn't fucking deserve it though.
But it's Game of the Year
But look at this list.
I don't care.
I voted for
you know
Yakuza.
what? Give it a Yakuza.
I got a new idea. I'm gonna tell you the games, and then you tell me the category, because I don't know what category this is. I haven't scrolled up enough. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Miles Morales, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, The Last of Us Part 2. I'm going to guess that's a visual graphics category.
No. They're all action adventure.
Or it could be music.
Oh, you're talking about category for the rewards.
I guess it could be music.
Well, me and Robert already know.
All right. I don't know. I'm going to guess it's best music in a game.
I'm going to guess graphics.
Best action adventure.
T was right the first time.
Best action adventure. So that doesn't seem that.
Oh, really? I was right. Okay.
Yeah, the original one it was action adventure. That's what it is.
That doesn't. These all fit. These are all new.
Those are all fine.
Jedi missed the cutoff last year, so.
Star Wars, yeah,
well, that's the thing.
All right, here's a question though, just because.
Oh, but hold up. So Star Wars misses the cutoff, and they get to come out the next year, unlike Nintendo games.
Well, Smash did last year.
Smash was the exception.
Okay.
They hold
Xenoblade.
They hold
Xenoblade.
They hold him.
On this.
Also, I'm curious, Juice, which one you would pick out of this group?
Well, I only played 2 of them.
Which 2? I mean, which one out of the 2? That's my question.
I guess I'd vote Ori and the Will of the Wisp is more of an adventure game, and action. I don't think Last of Us is either action or adventure. But
I think Last of Us is an adventure, though. You go through
But Smash don't count being added to the next year because
by the way,
they only have 2 fighting games that come out a year anyway, so they had to put.
So real quick, Juice.
I'm not getting them kudos.
Juice, you haven't scrolled up to see the next section yet, have you?
No.
Okay. Don't do it.
I know what this is. I know what category this is.
All right, go ahead.
Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life, Alyx, Neo 2, Streets of Rage 4. This has to be best action game.
I don't understand why you have an action and then an action adventure category. Like, just have an action and then an adventure.
I don't mind the separate, but Half-Life is no action fucking game. Like, you're doing actions, but it's not an action game.
Well, and they're probably gonna give this to Doom. I would think
primarily focus on combat, and I guess you might be primarily focused.
I guess
you guys want to hear a confession? I don't never seen footage of Hades unless it was in like an indie direct. I have no idea what Hades is, other than Clock that started playing
really
it,
good.
and he liked it.
It's a good game. Look like a good game.
I've heard good things. I haven't.
I'm sure it was in like an indie direct, but I couldn't tell you.
It was
what type of game
it's exclusive on Switch as far as consoles, right now.
Yeah,
it's on Switch and PC.
Yeah,
PC. That's what it is. Yeah.
So Doom will get it because
I said consoles. If you're listening,
I get it. I heard.
Ooh, this is a good one. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Grounded, Hyperdot, The Last of Us Part 2, Watch Dogs Legion. What the fuck is this one?
You don't want to know what that. You don't want to know what the
category is. Grounded. You said Watch Dogs 2.
You're not gonna guess.
You're not gonna guess it. You're not gonna guess it.
I'm telling you right now. You're not gonna guess it.
Grounded.
There's no way in hell you're not gonna guess it.
It's not performance. It's not music. It's not visual.
You're not. I promise. I would bet money neither of you are gonna guess it.
Wait, read it first. 3 again.
Assassin's Creed, Grounded, Hyperdot, Last was Part 2, and Watch Dogs Legion. Holy fuck! I have no clue.
Best updates.
They're not free to play. What the fuck, man? I have no.
Grounded is like, Grounded is was. I don't know if it is
best
anymore,
game with a message.
No.
Oh god.
Innovation. Most accessibility. Yeah, I heard Last of Us has the most accessibility options.
Yeah. I feel like this is a dumb category. I mean, I get
what
it.
What a stupid fucking category. It's just stupid. Come on. So stupid. Accessible? Eat my...
It's for people with disabilities and stuff.
Fuck off.
Yeah, but...
Just fuck off.
But this list is bullshit. What?
Well, I've heard The Last of Us has like the most like.
It does have a lot of options. I've seen that.
The most for people that have issues.
I want them to put that fucking accessibility Xbox controller they came out with like a year or two ago. The one that looks like a fucking turntable.
Yeah,
just put that bitch on here. Yeah, there you go.
What the hell is this?
One every year.
What the hell is this This has to be a VR category. Dreams, Half-Life, Alyx, Marvel's Iron Man VR, Star Wars Squadrons, The Walking Dead, Saints of Sin. It has to be VR.
I didn't even know Iron Man VR came out. I thought that was.
It came out, yo.
Best VR AR. Yep.
Grounded is accessible. That's just barely playable. The fuck?
It must have good options for colorblind and stuff.
It's probably shit.
The only way you can put Grounded on a list is if it was accessible to gamers.
God,
but it's good.
God.
How can Apex be nominated for the same fucking category? Here's the next list: Apex Legends, Destiny 2. Still, that's out 2-3 years old.
Destiny 2.
Fall Guys.
It broke me.
Fortnite. No Man's Sky and Valorant.
No Man's Sky.
This has to be best This is best multiplayer, isn't it?
No Man's Sky.
Online. This is probably best online. This is best online or something.
Oh, best online.
No, it's not.
It isn't?
No, it can't be because
multiplayer. No Man's Sky.
No, it's not multiplayer.
No way.
Oh, best ongoing game.
No,
community support. That's a good category.
What a bunch of horse shit.
Best community support.
Community support? You fucking kidding? These games came out barely. Well, No Man's Sky especially. It came out on its ass, and we're supposed to give it a fucking award because they actually put a game into that shit.
And I bet
after this same years, they can kiss my ass.
These same games got to be the ongoing nominees too. Are you
kidding me?
I bet these are the exact same ongoing.
Community support, motherfuckers.
Oh, this is mobile game. Yeah, Among Us, Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact. How does that run on a cell phone? It barely runs on a PS4 Pro.
It does run on. It does have a cell phone version.
All right, so
what game?
Genshin.
Oh yeah.
I haven't tried it, but
Carry On, Fall Guys, Hades, Spelunky 2, Spiritfarer. This is probably best indie game.
Indie. My vote is for Carry On. That's just.
Yep.
I need to get back.
It's indie.
Finish it.
Yep. Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, No Man's Sky. This is
I wonder.
Ongoing. Yep.
Yep. That's it, dude. Yo, what a weird category.
It's almost the
Best
same
game
fucking
that
games.
is still played,
Why
you know?
even
It's the same game every.
If you're gonna
It's the
give
same
them
shit.
Listen, if they want to give him a gimme, whatever. Don't give them 2 fucking gimmies. Don't give me the fucking community game and the best ongoing game.
It's almost
like
the
fuck
same.
it.
I voted
It's
for
the same
Fortnite.
shit.
If you
voted
just
for
do
Fortnite 'cause
one,
I
if
wanna
you're
see
gonna do
people
any
mad,
of
yo.
them.
I voted for Fortnite because I want to see people mad.
Robert's like, I'm pulling out my troll.
All right, I think I know what this one is. I won't say it till I'll let you. If found, Kentucky Route Zero TV edition, Spiritfarer. Tell me why. Through the darkest of times.
Jesus. Game with a message bullshit.
Games of Impact, I bet.
Impact, same shit. Yeah.
Games for Impact. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a bunch of games that look like
you can smell the pretension from a mile away.
Exactly.
This one's
artsy fartsy bullshit.
Yeah, this one's too obvious. Performance. So Ashley Johnson, Ellie, Laurel Bailey as Abby,
Daisuke. We're
Daisuke,
making
Suji.
Yeah, Logan
Daisuke
Cunningham as Hades and Najee Jeter as Miles Morales.
First of all, what I don't like about this category, the fact that you have 2 of the same game, bro. Pick up the one. That
I think Laura Bailey. I think Abby's performance was way better than Ellie, but that's.
I gave it to. I voted for Ellie just because I feel like we saw how depressed she was.
They're gonna give it. They're gonna give it.
How strong it was. The whole with Joel and shit. That was pretty impactful.
What the hell category?
I vote Logan Cunningham.
So I am.
But my big thing, I don't like that they have.
I like Mr. Cunningham's voice.
They had to do both because if you put only Ellie, people will be like, "Oh, you're missing out Abby." But if you only put Abby, you're missing out.
Well, they did
Ellie.
it last year with Death Stranding. I have some real problem with this fucking category because I'm playing Resident Evil 3 right now, and the major issue I have with it is the fucking sound design is trash, and it's nominated for best in-game audio. You shoot the shotgun, and the splat of the shot is louder than the shotgun. You throw a grenade, and you hear the fucking splat of the bodies more than the explosion. It's fucking trash. I thought something was wrong with my system. I tried hooking up different ways. I switched to the different audio options in the PS4. I'm like, this sounds like garbage. This sounds like fucking Zombie U on the Wii U. Like no impact to any of these weapons. It was bad. And it's best.
The good news is. The good news is that this is the only category Resident Evil 3 is in. The good news is that this is the only category Resident Evil 3 is in.
I'm enjoying the game so far. I only paid $15.
It's awesome. So. I really.
I like it. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I mean, I don't know. 2 is better.
There's like no puzzles.
Yeah, 2 I have to play 2.
Three turns into
the series until 4.
3 turns into a borderline action game.
I do like the dodge. I wish the dodge was in Resident Evil 2 though. I went back and played Resident Evil 2. And I'm trying to dodge the zombies. I was getting frustrated.
But I low key like that it's not in there because it makes me more strategic about how to approach them. That's just me though.
But Doom Eternal definitely for me out of the 3 I played.
Well, I voted for Doom Eternal. I voted for Doom Eternal.
Y'all didn't vote for Last of Us.
Last of Us very subdued.
The reason I didn't vote for the Last of
Us has very subdued sound.
I feel like Last of Us is literally gonna get everything. I feel like they're gonna hold a lot of people off of this.
But this is like Breath of the Wild though.
It ain't gonna get no good sales.
There's not a lot of fucking there's not a lot of real major audio going on in
it's
Last
like ambiance,
yeah,
whatever.
It's very minimal.
I wrote in Mickey Mouse.
I love Disney, dog.
So Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, The Last of Us Part 2. I'm gonna say best art direction.
No.
Yep.
Nah.
And I will say that 2 of these games definitely deserve if that's what it is.
I feel
score
like,
and music. Oh, okay, I was off.
I feel like Final Fantasy VII is not fair because you're essentially taking iconic music from a game.
That's just not fair.
Too. Exactly.
Like it's not fair because that's iconic music. That shouldn't even be on the list. Not because people the music's bad.
Decades-long attachment.
Yeah, that's
exactly. To me, that's not fair.
I'll say,
yeah.
What the fuck is Animal Crossing in their 24-hour music? Or Paper Mario, the Origami King is probably my favorite soundtrack of this year's Paper Mario.
You haven't played Ori yet, though.
He's like,
I have played Ori.
Oh, did you? That's my pick.
Remember, I played Ori. I beat it. And to be fair, out of these, I picked The Last of Us. I actually quite like.
Really enjoying Paper Mario. Really enjoying.
All right, so basically the
Mario
same games again.
The music is so good.
The exact same game list: Final Fantasy, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Last of Part 2. I guess Doom's not here. This has to be art direction.
Yeah, it is.
I don't like this.
So
I feel like
the three middle games to me deserve to be here.
Yeah,
for art direction.
I would agree.
Who? Ghost, Hades, and Ori.
I don't know if I would agree with Ghost though.
Ghost has a decent.
Dude, that's a gorgeous art direction.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice looking art direction.
Technically,
artistic design and animation, and a lot of spotty animation. In
yeah,
this game, I gotta say.
The horses.
That's the thing.
The horses don't.
No, but not only the horses. Like, I mean, you know how often people go and they like do some weird Twitch and shit, and then they go on.
Horizon used to do that a lot too. I think they later. But yeah,
if Ori don't win, I'll be.
You gotta let some like Chris Rock used to say. You gotta let some shit slide.
I feel like if
environment-wise, it's gorgeous. But I just feel like the thing is, it came out right after The Last of Us Part 2, and it's like, but hold on a second. No. In terms of talking about animation-wise, I think Last of Us Part 2 demolishes it. But the thing is, I don't see. It's a realistic art style. I just don't like when these realistic ass games get nominated for artistic direction for a realistic game. Like, come on.
There is some pretty.
It is realistic though, but it does have a artsy kind of.
Ghost of Tsushima looks more like a more art style than realistic to me.
I'm talking about Last of Us.
The Last of Us
at that point.
There's some really beautiful, like, they have to create, like, call them sets if it was a movie. Like, they have to create the environments and to look.
Yeah, I get it.
You don't just hit the realistic button and then everything looks.
Because there's some beautiful.
No, I get it.
It takes work.
And to be fair, as much as I don't,
my big thing is just like.
I wouldn't give it the win. I wouldn't vote for it. But.
I'm just gonna say this: as far as because
Ori, 100%.
I feel some type of way about Final Fantasy, but as much shit as I give that game, it does look good. Like, if you go look at Final Fantasy's environments,
it's clean.
It does look. It looks good. Some like half and half with it. Like
and you can't say well, I'm gonna say what you can't say, but you can't say that this doesn't this isn't a good translation of the game from the original, because I think it is a pretty good modern look of Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, it looks good. I just couldn't. It's hard.
It seems fitting, like the style they chose. But anyway, let's get.
Yeah, it does fit.
Best game direction, you got Final Fantasy, Ghosts, Hades, Half-Life, and The Last of Us. Best narrative, 13 Sentinels, which I've never heard of.
I like how it's the only time it shows up on this whole fucking
Final
thing.
Fantasy, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Last of Us for best narrative. Last was gonna win that one.
Yeah.
They might give it the Ghost.
Game of the year, you got Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy, Ghost, Hades, Animal Crossing.
Neil Druckmann can smell his own.
Last of Us Part 2.
I'm not gonna lie, I am genuinely surprised Animal Crossing is on here because I didn't think they were gonna give it.
I sold 20 million. It was gonna be on there.
No,
Animal Crossing had to be on this list.
I predicted it was.
No way.
It had to be.
I predicted.
Yeah, it had to be.
Animal Crossing is the game of the year. It may not win game of the year, but it is the game. That is the what 20 years from now people are gonna look back on. Animal Crossing defined this crazy year we're in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it came out perfect time.
Yeah.
Well, okay. With all that being said, what game on that list would you pick?
I'm not going to spoil my game of the year.
Animal Crossing.
My game of the year isn't on this list.
Yeah, mine isn't.
It is not Animal Crossing.
Oh, Animal Crossing is in game of the year. Oh,
yeah.
It's
Currently
in game of the year. Yeah.
What I think I'm picking for game of the year is not on the list. So I would say out of those, probably Doom Eternal. I'd probably pick. But I want to I want to play that again.
Animal Crossing is mine, but
I always like to replay games before I decide. So I'll go through, not fully, but I'm gonna go back through Doom Eternal.
I'm not gonna lie. I would be very ecstatic, and I don't think they'll ever do it. If they gave it to Animal Crossing, I would be in fucking tears. Like that's me making a reaction video.
It's got the popularity.
Animal Crossing is game of the year. It is easily the most impactful freaking game we had that came out this year. Easy. It's not even close.
It's the most popular too, so it has a chance. Popular,
right? So it hits all those like it should be, and not just me being a Nintendo fanboy.
And again, if we're talking about game of the year again, I think this is some weird choices again. Ghost of Tsushima, Final Fantasy VII Remake, or 2.
Final Fantasy getting it off of nostalgia. That's what makes me mad.
I don't get again, like what I don't get is like Ghost of Tsushima, and I said this before. Ghost of Tsushima is at a sitting at like an 83 Metacritic, and we're not talking about
Control.
Control was at 82, I think.
And it still doesn't make sense to this day to me. But regardless, my big thing is that it's like you guys are the ones that gave it that 8.5 rating compared to the 9.5s for Half-Life Alyx and Ori and all these other games. These are the people, I'm pretty sure a lot of review sites are the ones that
Lana Pierce was part of the until this year. Lana Pierce was part of the committee to select the nominees and winners. So it's
what I don't get is it's like Ghost of Tsushima is literally, if you go and you look at the highest rated games of the year, it's not there.
It's not that type of game. It looks great.
It's literally not there though. Factually, if you go to the highest rated game, it's not there.
And everybody,
so why the fuck did we just get
it? It's a PlayStation 4 exclusive, man.
And the photo mode, man. The photo mode. Everybody talking about the photo mode. I spent more time in the photo mode. Well, that tells you a lot about the game then.
Well, I mean, that was kind of my issue looking at the footage initially for it. Remember when they first showed it off?
I'm having more right now. I'm at the third act, so it's 3 acts. So I'm at the third act.
This is a little bit outside. Well, because this game probably would have been in the Game of the Year talk had it came out early enough. But Cyberpunk. I want to ask Juice this. Do you think there'll be an article about a guy saying, I woke up in Cyberpunk and I did exactly the same stuff I do in a
I made coffee. I took a dump. I took a shower.
I made myself a cup of coffee. I
shaved.
Some tea. I shaved.
I got a cyber enhancement.
Oh my god!
I think you're gonna have those
most pretentious bullshit article I've ever seen in my entire life.
That was IGN for.
I just.
But Robert, you're talking about Ghost's third act.
Well, because I just don't see I'm enjoying it more as it play. I mean, it always have some conflict with it, but regardless, I just don't see how again these people that are nominating these things, they're the ones that put it at the 30-something highest rated game of this year, and somehow it got the 6 spots. Really, it got 6. Again, I would even say the same thing about Final Fantasy VII Remake, but it is what it is. That's at least higher, but scores aren't everything, but when have
Ori's
multiple
sitting
90s
at 90 plus
90 something, it's higher than some of the games on this list. It's high. Well, it's higher than most of these games on the list. Actually, it's higher than Doom, Final Fantasy VII, Ghost, Hades, Animal Crossing, and actually I think it might be tied with The Last of Us. I think it's tied with Hades or something. I think Hades is actually the highest. It's come on, man. I think it's
just
so
whatever
dumb.
games they happen to think of. That's literally it. They all just list 10 games and they rank them, and then they do the score system. 10 for if you gave it your favorite game of the year, that gets a 10.
And my big thing also with Ghost of Tsushima, that's why when they talk about best animation stuff, they don't even show anything. Do you know how many times this game has it where it does a task, it blacks out the screen, and it brings it back up, and then the thing is done. So you blow up a ship or something, they turn it goes to black, opens up with the ship already blown. It'll have a sound effect in the background when it goes boom, and it goes like that. It never shows you shit, even those minor things. It always goes to black, it does its thing, and then it turns up. They never made a cutscene. They never made animations for these cuts. So what are you talking about? Best animation, apply. Maybe the fields, but guess what? Those fields, you can't even cut those fields. Those grass, they stay there. You can't cut the grass, and it's so annoying to me. And it's just it's so weird that's the game that
it's a static. It's a moving static world.
Yeah, it's
where
so weird to
we
me.
can't interact with much.
Yeah.
gorgeous game.
That's pretty much.
It doesn't think about the details.
That's a lot of Sony exclusives.
A lot of Sony exclusives are like that. That's
Horizon. The PC actually added interactive grass where it moves when you walk through it.
Yeah,
they didn't add that to the PS4 version. They added that to PC only. Last of Us has flowing grass too, and there's not. I mean, it moves, I guess, when you walk through it, but it's just that's just their MO.
The funniest shit will always be that comparison video between Horizon and Zelda.
Yeah,
it's a great comparison. It's so good because it's so on point. And I didn't know until I actually played the game how this is not bullshit.
Yeah, just shooting your arrow and picking it up. I got suckered into subscribing to this DDG or whatever his name is, DG. He was playing Breath of the Wild. Sony Xbox guy plays Breath of the Wild for the first time.
Oh, him!
The first video,
God, I've been seeing a lot of those.
The first video was I was like, oh man, he's genuinely into this game. But then he's letting his chat tell him everything to do, and like, so he's shooting all these arrows, and he doesn't even think to go pick them up because he has no idea that he can go pick them up. So he's just like wasting all these arrows, and then I'm just thinking to myself, dude, go pick them up. But he probably thinks in his mind, there's no chance those are still there, because he's not used to that.
Well, that's how it is in Ghost, yo. I can't pick up shit. I can't pick up any arrows.
In The Last of Us, you can, if you get a headshot.
Dude, I literally go back. I kept thinking about that. I literally go back, and I'm like, it's gone. There's nothing there. All right? it's already gone.
I can see Robert moving the character at the ground.
You can't climb.
That's why, and yeah, I can't. And that's why I find it so weird for best game direction, best art. Like, you guys played it. You guys reviewed it. You guys know what I'm talking about.
It's only when they have the little white line to show you.
I always hate that shit. I always hate
that
shit.
We're about up in time. I was gonna check the questions this week, but
fuck them questions.
Sorry. And I also wanted to talk about something I was hoping to off of the Doom discussion. I wanted to get into a discussion which we can save for next week. I'll set it up. Is the lack of new Nintendo games this generation that run at 60 frames per second, where that was their bread and butter for GameCube, Wii, and Wii U. Like their Nintendo exclusives was like almost, I wasn't 100%, but the majority were 60 frames per second experiences. And it's like, what have we got in this gen? Like ARMS, Smash, Odyssey,
Splatoon 2.
It's like, it's just crazy that things have changed because, we were talking about how these Sony exclusives, the environments don't move and stuff, and they're all 30 frames per second unless you buy a PS5 and play them. And it's like they go for these visuals, these static worlds, and it's a consistent locked frame rate, but it's still always lower. And then Nintendo's kind of resorted to basically becoming a 30 frames per second game development studio now. So something to think about. Maybe not a major topic. It's definitely not a major topic, but maybe put a list together and see what actually is out on the Switch. Because I have my concerns about Metroid Prime 4 if it's going to be 60. So, but anyway, that's going to do it for this podcast. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We had some people hit the like button. We're up to 23.
We're doing it, baby.
Half of you maybe because we all hit the like button ourselves.
Yep.
you smidge switches.
But yeah, man, time flies, man. 2 hours goes by so fast when we do these at work. It's not so fast. Yeah. But good discussion, and there's just a lot to talk about lately. It seems like that we went through a stretch there where there was not much in the way of topics, but we didn't even barely talk. I mean, didn't even talk about next gen hardly, if any, today. I mean,
there's nothing to talk about.
A little bit,
there's not much to talk about, really.
Yeah. So I guess that's gonna be it. We'll be back next week. So have a good one.
Peace.